Welcome everyone to this game of One Piece TCG that is going to see my Kaido deck, the blue and purple version for OP4 versus the starter deck Red Luffy. And Kaido is going first. We of course at the start get one Don to play with, and I'm going to start by playing Who's Who gets to look at the top 5 cards on my deck, reveal up to one Animal Kingdom's pirate type card other than Who's Who, and add it to my hand. So we tapped our Don and placed it in the character area. I was looking for Omnimusha Island, didn't find it, so I grabbed this King instead. Luffy gets 2 Don to use, and he's just going to play the 1 cost Nami, who lets him give up to 1 rested Don to the leader or any character. So he's just going to play that and end his turn. I get 3 Don, and I'm just going to play this 1 cost Who's Who. So goes into that play area, and then we bring the 4 cards out. Still didn't find the island that we're looking for, so I just picked up an X-Drake for his 2k counter. Since I can attack with my leader, I'm going to attack with Kaido. I'm going to attack their leader straight away and take a life. And they get themselves an Usopp, so it has a trigger effect, which is play this card. So it just goes straight into play there, but they only have 4 life remaining. So it's back to Luffy's turn, and he has 4 Don to spend, and spends 2 Don getting this Sanji into play. Sanji needs 2 Don on him, so with Nami we're going to rest a Don and give it to him. And then Luffy has an activate main Don, so we can give him the extra one as well. So that gives Sanji 2 Don. So Sanji is hitting for 6k. I'm going to go at my Kaido leader. That means I need 2k to counter. Lucky I've got myself an X-Drake. So that's the end of that attack. Next up Luffy. He's going to attack. So he's got 5k going at my 5k. And I'm just going to take it. Just straight up, so I'm down to 3 life. So it's on to my turn, and I get 5 Don to use, and I'm gonna use 3 of it to bring Don Quixote do Flamingo on board. Lets me look at the top 5 cards of my deck, and then place them on the top or bottom in any order. And this is the 5 that we have. And since none of them are really that useful to me, or I've got the cards I want already in hand, I'll just place them on the bottom of my deck. Next I place the Don under Kaido, and we're just going to use Kaido to attack Monkey D. Luffy, who is actually going to counter using both Karoo and Vivi. So it's Luffy's turn, and he has 6 Don now, so he uses 3 of it to play Nico Robin and get her in the area. Then we place 1 Don under Sanji to make him 5k, and we place 2 Don under Luffy to make him 7k. And the first thing I'm going to do is attack with Luffy. So 7k attack going straight at Kaido. He's going to bait my blocker, so I'm just going to block it with Don Quixote. And then Sanji is also going to do a 5k attack at Kaido. And since my hand's a little bit weak, I am actually just going to take that damage. So I'm now down to 2 health. So it's not looking good for Kaido right now. I could do some blockers on board. So with 7 Don, I'm going to put both Black Maria and Queen down using all my Don. I'm then just going to attack using Kaido at Sanji. And he's just going to take it. He's just going to get him off the board. Luffy's on 8 Don now, and he's going to use 4 of it to put Frankie on board. A nice attack at right there. Then give in Nico Robin 1 to take to 6k. Luffy 2 Don to take him to 7k. He's first going to attack with Luffy at Kaido. So I'm going to counter this one using the X-Drake and the Sasaki for 4k extra. So yep. He's still going. Then Nico Robin is going to attack Kaido as well for 6k. And I am just going to block with Black Maria. So I've got 9 Don as Kaido, and I am going to use 6 of it to bring King into play. On play, he can -1 Don. So 1 Don goes straight into there. And then he gets rid of any 4-cost character. So bye bye, Frankie. I then want to start clearing a bit of their board. So there goes Queen, 6k attack into Nico Robin. And they haven't got enough counter to block it. So boom, there goes Nico. Then going to attack with Kaido, just straight up 5k, straight into Luffy. And they decide to take it, and it's a Zoro card. No trigger. But they do only have 3 health remaining. Does mean now though that Luffy is on 10 Don, and he decides to use 9 of it, bringing in Nico Robin, Jinbei, and the Zoro. Because there are no counters or anything like that. They are quite useless. They are just good fighters. So outward they go. So all that's left to do is to Luffy to basically attack Kaido. And Kaido just takes the damage. And we get a trigger. It's Gum Gum Red Rock. Place up to 1 character with a cost of 4 or less at the bottom of its owner's deck. And I think I'm going to get rid of the Zoro. Yes, I've only got 1 life remaining, but I've got a couple of big heavy hitters to come out next turn. As now we've got the full 10 Don for Kaido, and the brand new big boy is coming out to play. On play, return up to 1 character that costs 8 or less, and 1 character that costs 3 or less to the owner's hand. So the second that goes in play, bang, bang, Jinbei and Nico Robin, his main 2 attackers, woof, they're gone. So first things first, I want to bait out that guard point, and so we're going to attack with King at Monkey D. Luffy, and of course he's got it, so he is protected. Then I'm going to attack with Queen, and Queen is attacking Monkey D. Luffy. Needs a 2k power to do anything, hasn't got it, so bang, ends up getting a Tony chopper. Then I'm going to attack with Kaido. So bang, 5k against 5k, and he is going to block with Usopp. So he's down to 2 health, I'm down to 1. So Luffy of course has his 10 Don power, and he's going to use 1 of it to bring the blocker Tony Chopper into play. He's then going to activate main with both Nami and Luffy, along with putting 2 extra Don under Usopp to give him 6k power. Just like that. And then Usopp is going to attack Queen. And since he has no counter power, Queen is dead. And Luffy now, sensing that there's no counter, decides to attack King for 7k after placing 2 Don underneath it. And of course, no counter power means King is also dead. We then have 3 Don left. Can't be enough to put Nami on, so we're just going to put Jinbei into play. So it's not looking good for old Kaido at the moment, but we're just going to use a 7-cost King. So on play, Don -2, and it basically gives us KO 1 of their opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less, and 1 with a cost of 2 or less. So we get rid of 2 Don right there. Put it back in the Don deck. We know we want to get rid of that blocker, because 12-hit Kaido is definitely going to be coming into play. And then I think we're going to get rid of Usopp. Then I'm going to use 3k on Kaido to up him. So he's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. And we of course are going to hit Monkey D. Luffy, who needs 5k to get rid of it. Not happening. So it takes a life, and Usopp's back into play. Look at that trigger right there. Oh dear. Not going to stop us though, as we're then going to go for Kaido, straight to Monkey D. Luffy. He has nowhere near enough to do it, so he gets a Sanji, and he has no health remaining. We have 1. So he knows, Monkey D. Luffy, I got 2 wounds to take. There's no blockers on here. I might have counter power, might not. First thing he's going to do is put Sanji into play. So he goes straight there. And then he needs to give him rush. So Nami and Luffy both using the Don straight onto Sanji to give him rush and 6k power. And then he is going to attack my Kaido. But I got a 2k counter, and so Kaido takes no damage. He then decides to give Usopp 3k Don, and so that gives him 5k power, and he's just gonna hit at Kaido, who takes his last life. And it is not a trigger effect, but he's still got 3 Don to use, so he's going to give 1 Don to Jinbei, taking him to 6k, and he will give his leader the extra 1000 power. So he is going to attack Kaido, and Kaido has to counter using Sasaki. So now Luffy has 6, 7, 8k power. He's gonna attack Kaido, and so Kaido needs some counter power, and he unfortunately has not got it at all. Should have got rid of Jinbei last turn, I think, instead of the Usopp. Damn it. Monkey D. Luffy wins the game. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and like, comment, all that jazz if you want to see more as I test out some OP4 decks. Could do with a little bit of extra on this one. I feel the Kaido deck, it doesn't ramp up fast enough for my liking, but that's for something for me to do off screen, off camera. Thanks for watching.